Okay, please turn on your camera. Good afternoon, grade 8. We are now in your
Good
module 1
afternoon, sir.
for fourth quarter. This will be the last quarter, and I want you to be serious with this simply because um, this is the last time that you can recover all your grades or your lapses. At the same time, or at the same time, upon checking on your previous activity, only two actually did the activity. So we need to move forward. Let me share it in my screen for a while. Just give me a minute. The last activity, the concept analysis. This is one of the most important part of the activity simply because you'll be analyzing all the concepts behind atomic structure, right? And upon checking, only Andrade and Rabi did the activity. The rest didn't do the activity, and I given you already a chance last meeting to do your activity. Right, so let's move forward. For your performance task, by the way, you still need to do activity number 7, which is your report sheets. I will give you time to do that, right? We need to move forward with cell division and genetics. Let me share again my screen. With cell division and genetics, go and multiply. Living things are organized to perform different life functions in order to stay alive. Although death is inevitable, living things are given the opportunity to produce offspring in the process called reproduction. Now let's take a look at what is the importance of having reproduction. Okay, during reproduction, parents pass on hereditary materials to their offspring. This process is vital for the survival of species. Without this, all life will come to an end. Correct. So the importance of having reproduction is to pass on the hereditary materials to the offspring or to the next generation. So if we cannot pass our hereditary materials or hereditary traits to the offspring or to the next generation, tendency is all life will come to an end or will stop. Okay? So this is now the essence. Why do you need to study reproduction? Since the cell is the basic unit of life, how the cells reproduce lays on the foundation for the survival of all organisms. Okay, this is in the survival of all organisms. If you have questions, please raise your questions, right? Importance of cell division. Okay, unicellular organisms undergo cell division to reproduce and increase their population. However, in multicellular organisms, cell division results to growth and development. Okay, let's define now what is unicellular organism and multicellular organism. When you say unicellular organism, uni means one. Okay, uni means one. So it is an organism which has only one cell or composed of a single cell. So they are called unicellular organism. Other term is coined to as single-celled organism. Okay? So in a unicellular organism, it undergoes cell division to reproduce and increase their population. Just like bacteria, what else? Plasmodium, what else? Those are unicellular organisms. Okay? However, in multicellular organisms, multi means many. Okay? Many cells. Okay. So these are organisms that are composed of different cells or many cells, right? Are you still with me? Okay. So cell division results to growth and development. This is how we grow. We grow through cell division. Okay? We grow to adding a new cell or a daughter cell from a parent cell. Okay, let's tackle more about this later. As they grow, new cells are formed with the same hereditary information as the parent cell. Correct. Okay? So, your parents has the same hereditary traits as you, right? Because their traits or their genes was passed on to you. Okay? Let's move forward. Cell division is therefore a process that cells go through to divide. Depending on the type of cells involved, body cells undergo a cell division called mitosis, and sex cells or gametes undergo a similar process called meiosis. What are those? Okay, when you say mitosis, okay, this is a cell division of a, a complete set of chromosomes. Kompleto ba? With a complete set of chromosomes. We usually coin this as 2N. Okay, I will annotate. We usually coin this as 2N. This is a representation that it is actually composed of complete set of chromosomes. Okay, 2N. Again, if you can see a symbol with 2N, it is actually a diploid. Diploid number of chromosomes. Okay. Mitosis involves a diploid number of chromosomes. Other term is somatic cell. Okay. Other term is somatic cell. So there is it. Okay. Another type of cell division is called meiosis. Meiosis is for haploid number of chromosomes or haploid. We usually coin this in genetics as N. Okay? N means haploid. This is now your haploid number of chromosomes, just like your gametes, the sperms and eggs. They contain actually half the number of chromosomes. Katunga. They need to do that simply because they need to pass on the traits from the parents to offspring. Okay? And to maintain the number of chromosomes. Okay, question so far? Question?
No, sure.
All right. Let's move forward. In both types, however, the nucleus divides and may end in cytokinesis or division of the cytoplasm to produce a daughter cell. Cytokinesis, this is the process by which a cell separates. It forms actually a cleavage or cleave. Okay, let's discuss it further later. Right? Sometimes when cells become damaged or are worn out, these are replaced through the process of cell division too. Just like when you are wounded, okay, or when you have wounds, right? This can actually repair. Your body can actually repairs itself through the process of cell division. Organelles involved in cell division. Okay, the cell being the basic unit of life consists of parts that work together to keep the cell and organisms alive. Some of these parts are called organelles. Okay, these are organelles. Organelle stands for little organs. Okay, are directly involved in cell division. Number one is the nucleus. Okay, what could be the responsibility of the nucleus and how important the nucleus are in the or is in the cell division process? Nucleus is the control center of the cell. Okay, and is bound by a nuclear membrane. It contains the genetic material called DNA that is replicated prior to cell division. Okay, replicated, mean to say copied. Okay? DNA contains the genetic codes needed to produce proteins that control metabolism and other life functions. So that is the function of your nucleus. It contains DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, let's tackle later um, the process by which or how the cell actually replicate, okay, replicate the DNA before cell division. Deoxyribonucleic acid is a double-stranded nucleic acid tightly coiled around a protein called histone to form a chromosome. A DNA consists of small units called nucleotides, which in turn consists of sugar called deoxyribose. That is why it is called deoxyribonucleic acid because of deoxyribose. It is a sugar, okay, a phosphate group, and a nitrogen base. Okay, please take note. Nitrogen bases may be adenine or A, thymine or T, guanine or G. Are you still with me? Are you still with me, grade 8?
Yes, sir.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Cytosine or C. Like a twisted ladder, the steps of the double-stranded DNA are nitrogen base pairs bonded with a weak hydrogen bond and that are broken down by enzymes before the DNA makes a copy of itself in the process called DNA replication. Okay? The importance why do we need to have DNA replication is for us or for the DNA to create its own copy to be transmitted to the next generation or offspring or to the next cell or to the daughter cells. A portion of the DNA strand from a human chromosome contains a long-coded messages called genes, okay, that control a particular structure such as the texture of your hair or the function as in control of insulin in humans. The process of mitosis ensure that the daughter cells will receive the exact copy of DNA as the parent cell. Question, sure, what if it can actually receive not the exact copy of the DNA? What will happen to the cell? What do you think will happen if it is not the actual or the exact copy of the DNA? Any idea? Any idea? Okay, what if the cell didn't actually receive the exact copy of the DNA? What will happen? Grade 8? Again, mitosis ensures that the daughter cells will receive the exact copy of DNA as the parent cell. So what if it will not receive the exact copy of the DNA? Rabi, what happened to your other classmates? Janine, are you still with me? Are you still with me? Grade 8?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What will happen if They didn't actually receive the exact copy of the DNA. And say may tabo if they will not receive the exact copy of the DNA. Janine,
Yes, sir.
what will
How's that?
happen if they will not receive the exact copy of the DNA?
They will have no, there will be something wrong.
Yes, Janine,
uh, they won't be related to each other.
they will be related to each other. Yes, you have a point. What else? Any other idea? Because they don't have the exact copy of the DNA, so they're not related to each other. Correct. What are the other
Mm.
idea?
They would have different appearance
Yes,
than the parents.
yes, correct. They will have different appearance. Correct, Janine. Good job. Just like cancer. This how cancer works. Because of the faster cell division, because of the faster mitosis, tendency is the daughter cell didn't actually receive the exact copy of the DNA as the parent cell. So what happens next? It will create tumor. So there is it. Okay? Tumors have different appearance. Muna na mga tumors. What else? Changes in, they're not related. They're actually um one that destroys an organism because it is not part of the organism's body. It it was created by mistake because of the faster mitosis. It is now called as metastasis. Okay? Metastasis. This is now the spreading of cancer cells. Okay, let's move forward. The second organelle is called the centriole. Okay? Let's take a look at what is the importance of having a centriole. Okay? Are you familiar with these organelles? This was discussed before in grade 7 under organelles, the cell and its functions. Okay, the centriole is a small cylindrical structure in the cytoplasm of most eukaryotic cells or eukaryotes. Eu means eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Okay, what are the difference? When you say eukaryotes, eu means true. Okay, karyon or karyotes means nucleus. These are organisms which has a true nucleus. Okay? True nucleus in the sense that the nucleus is covered by a membrane called the nuclear membrane. Okay? And the other organelles also are covered by a membrane. Okay? Whereas in prokaryotic cell, pro means primitive. Karyon means nucleus. It has a primitive nucleus. Therefore, it lacks a nuclear membrane that covers the nucleus. Hence, they don't have nucleus at all. Instead, they have nucleoid. Are you still with me? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Rabi, you can actually review this one ha in the LMS. I will upload this one after. Right?
Okay, teacher.
Because there are a lot of terminologies here that I need to unlock for you. Right? Let's go back to the discussion again. Eukaryotes means true nucleus. Yo means true, karyotes or karyon means nucleus. It has true nucleus because the nucleus there is covered by a membrane called the nuclear membrane. While prokaryotes or prokaryon means primitive type of cell, primitive because the nucleus there is not covered by a nuclear membrane. Instead, They're scattered just like your bacteria. Your bacteria is a prokaryotes or prokaryotic cell. Okay? Instead, they don't have nucleus at all. Instead, they have nucleoid. This is a scattered um, nucleus alike organelle. It is absent, however, in plants and fungi. Okay, the centrioles are absent in plants and fungi. The pair of centrioles located near the nucleus separates and migrates toward the opposite poles and assists in cell division by forming aster rays and spindle fibers that guide the separation of chromosomes. Okay. The first one is the nucleus. The nucleus now contains your genetic materials, right? It contains DNA and ready for replication or DNA replication. The second organelle, important organelle that involved in the cell division is the centriole. The centriole now assists, okay? It assists in what? It assists in the separation of the chromosomes because they're actually going towards the opposite poles of the cell. They assist in the cell division by forming spindle fibers. Spindle fibers now attach to the centromere of the chromosome and pull them separately in opposite poles. That's how nature works. Okay? This is your DNA. Okay, your DNA is composed of, again, a nucleotide, the base pairs. Okay? The base pairs are guanine, cytosine, adenine, and thymine. Guanine is always paired with cytosine. Cytosine is always paired with guanine. Okay? The second pairing is adenine is always paired with thymine, and thymine is always paired with adenine. Just look at the illustration. Okay? This is your base pair. This is your nucleosome, histone, nucleosome, the one that actually covers the histone, and this is your DNA structure, the entire one. This is folded to form a chromosome. Okay, again, if you're going to stretch the chromosome, you can actually see a DNA structure which is composed of a set of gene or instructions. This set of genes are composed of nucleotides, and the nucleotides are composed of nitrogen base pairs, which are guanine, cytosine, adenine, and thymine. Okay, we will discuss the cell cycle by next meeting. I will give you time to do your activity. The last activity for the last module, module 2, third quarter, your report sheets, right? I'll be posting the report sheets after this. Do you have any questions so far?
No, Chair.
Okay, please tell your classmate that I'll be posting a report sheet or an activity after this. Alright? Okay. I'll be ending the Zoom meeting in order for you to do your previous activity. I think that'll do it for today, class. Thank you for your participation. Have a nice day, grade 8. Goodbye.